Hey everyone, in our last video I showed you how to make the dais remote waterproof. So now we're going to take the waterproof kit and I'm going to show you how you can use your dais in the lake or in the salt water. So stick with me, I'll be right back. Okay, so the dais waterproof kit is available from your local dealer. It generally runs around $60 to $80. Just ask them for it. Let me get this out of the way. And they'll be glad to order one up for you. There's a couple components to this kit. First is this wire here, and it's pretty long. And inside this bag you'll have a long wire, and then you're going to have a couple rubber bands looking O-rings, and then you're going to have these little clips right here. And the purpose of this is, what they don't tell you when you buy a dais is, yeah, the coil is waterproof, just like any other metal detector, all the way up to the box, but once you stick the coil in the water, then you lose your signal. So what these are for is you'll take one of these clips, and you're going to clip it on the end of this cable, and then you'll fasten that end of the cable over here where the signal is, and you'll fasten that up here by your control box. So once you have it fastened, then you'll be able to stick your dais down in the water, and the coil will transmit from the coil up the cable to the end of this cable right next to your control box, and your control box will read it. So there's a couple different ways that you can do this, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. Alright, the first thing you're going to notice is when you take this wire out, it's about 9 feet long. I don't know, maybe it's 10 feet, but it looks about 9 feet long. One end is going to look like this and just be a little nub. That's the end that one of these little attachment dealies that I was telling you about is going to go on. That's going to slide in like that, and you're going to put that on the box. We'll get that in a little bit. The other end is actually going to have an end that's already attached. If you look at this end, there's a little groove in here, and it's wider on one end and skinnier on the other end, that little impression. That's because where your signal comes out on your coil here, it's the same way. So all you'll do is you'll take this end, you'll match it up, and when you put it on this little blinky part like that, it snaps on. Now to keep it there, you'll notice there's two little ridges on the side. That's what these O-rings are for. So the O-ring, you basically will put it in one of the ridges like that, reach through, grab it, bring it around, and then snap it onto the other ridge. So it's a little slippery, a little hard to get a hold of if you don't have fingernails. But once you get it in place, it looks just like that. The rubber band goes around the back, clips into the two grooves. This thing is not going anywhere because it's snugly snapped on. Now with your cable being as long as it is, you have a choice. You can put the little end, extend the cable where you want it, and put the little end all the way up so that it just reaches your control box like that, and then use this little end which has self-adhesives. It'll keep it there, and you'll just leave the rest of this coiled. So now it's just like any other machine. The signal's going from the coil all the way up here to this. If you want to take this box off, or in your case your remote, if you don't have a box, if you want to take that off and put it in your top pocket, you have all this extra slack so you can go deeper in the water, okay? So that's why they made it really long. Another way to mount it is you can just put it right to here and you never take it off, and you can wrap the coil around just like you do a normal detector, or you can actually fish the wire up this way, and then right here in this little plastic gizmo that attaches your remote, you can actually drill a hole so that it would be inside the shaft. So now you can collapse the shaft and the wire would stay inside, but that leaves you a lot of extra slack out the end that you'd have to leave coiled up. Either way you want to do it, you can play with it, but it's real simple. That's the purpose of this whole long wire. So the next part is, the other part of the kit is the bag. If you don't want to use the rainproof box that I put on, and it also comes with this bag, and this bag has a couple parts to it. It has a piece of Velcro that goes on the back here, but that's so you can either like wear it on your arm or something like that, okay? But the important thing about this bag is it has these little locks. So when you open these locks up like that, there's little flips on the back. You can hear them snap into place. You open them up by twisting them. Now you can open this bag up. So you'd simply reach inside here, and there's a wire inside. And so you'd reach inside and grab this wire, and this is the wire that's going to connect to your control box. Okay, so that'll connect to your control box. And now you would put this all back together with your control box inside. Make sure that these little things, are lined up and snapped correctly back into place. And now you have a waterproof seal with a box inside. Then you have this piece sticking out, and that's for your headphones. So once again, if you're only in the lake and you want to use regular headphones with the small 3.5 jack, you would use your regular headphones. And you can see the box and press it through here, and you can either wear this on your arm or stick it in your pocket or whatever you want to do with it. If you're diving, then they come with another set of headphones, and these are just little earbuds, but they're waterproof. So now your control box is waterproof. These will plug into that jack. They're waterproof. You can actually be in and dive under the water, 10 or 20 feet if you want, or 30 feet. I don't know the exact depth. You'd have to read the manual, but supposedly it works real good diving. So here's my thoughts on all this. The kit for $60 or whatever, or $70 to make your water, your Deus a water machine pretty much waterproof is not bad. Okay. Would I dive with this? I've seen people diving with it. I don't know if a Deus would really be a diving machine. I mean, I would rather probably get a machine that is really suited for diving, like the White's PI that I have, or a Mind Lab or something like that. It's really sealed and you don't have to worry about it. But I would take this out in the ocean and mess around with the settings, and get up to chest deep using this bag, or be like a regular detector and hook it up to here and just, wade in up 3 or 4 feet so I could see the box if that's important to you, the VDI numbers. But I would do that. But one thing about salt water is you're going to have to mess with the settings, number one, to tune it in. It's a little bit different than salt sand or the dry sand. And then you're also going to have to take a little precaution here on this coil. You might want to add a little bit of weight in a water tube or something that's non-metallic to help you hold it down. But your little charging points right here, another tip, is to put tape over these, like electrical tape. You don't want the salt water to be eating away at these connectors here for your charging. So put a piece of electrical tape, flat on there, and then wrap another piece around to keep it on there. And of course, when you get out of the water, make sure you hose everything down really good, especially these cam locks and stuff, so that your little springs and things in here don't rust up and eat up and whatnot. I think that in the fresh water, it'll do much better, because basically you're taking your VLF machine into fresh water, and a Deus is killer on land, so you don't have all the minerals and whatnot. And you'll still want to, depend whether you want to dive or you just want to go to your, chest high, whether you want to hook it up to here, or you want to hook it up to the bag and use the bag. So once again, just to sum this up, you have a 9-foot long cable. It clips on to the end here only one way. The rubber band or O-ring holds that in place once it's clipped in place. You can then take the wire and either feed it up through the bottom so that the wire is in the shaft, and drill a hole right here, so that it comes out. And then at that point, you can either coil the wire up, either way you have it, and you can either attach it to the remote and only go up to chest deep, or this box, if you have one of these boxes, then you don't have to worry about it getting wet. But if you don't have one of these boxes, and you can put the remote in your pocket and make sure it won't come out, and don't trip, because if your remote gets wet, you're done. Or you can continue to put this wire all the way up into this box, put the remote inside, hook the remote to the inside wire, hook your earphones up to the outside wire, and then double check to make sure that these little cam locks that are turning, you know, that this little door is shut all the way, and you hear that go all the way in place, and they go snugly down so those little tabs are down. Now you can either wear this on your arm, put it in your pocket, you know, or whatever you want to do with it, and that way you can dive, you know, up to I think 30 feet with this, and I think they say a little more, but I wouldn't really go past that. So it's a great little setup. I hope you enjoyed the video. You know, the dive kit comes with the cable. It comes with an extra O-ring, a couple extra of those little glue fitties. These little things go on, you know, this cable that I was telling you about on the end here. It just goes on like that, and that snaps in. See how that snaps in? Now it has a little piece of sticky tape, so when you put that on, you just peel that off and stick it on and hold it for a while. Or I guess, you know, you could tape it on if you really wanted to, but that's what the little sticky tape's for. So you just stick it on here and, you know, right there. I think anywhere is fine. You know, I think in these little directions that it comes with, it actually shows you the correct place anyways, but just stick that on. Now you can either move this anywhere you want, or if you don't have it waterproofed, you can stick it right to the remote, and obviously move this anywhere you want, as long as it doesn't get wet, or you can use the bag. So it's a nice little kit. I got mine already halfway connected, just talking to you. So the only thing I got to do is stick this end up and drill a hole, and then I'm going to mount mine through the shaft later on. But that's the whole kit. So you've got this little armband, and the armband, there's little, it's hard to see, but on this bag here, there's a little, you know, like on the outside, a thing like that. So the armband basically goes through that, and then you can then put it on your arm or whatever. So that's how that attaches, just like that. Okay, so I always recommend, if you're going to use this, get one of these for your control housing, or use this. You know, there's no reason to take the chance that you trip over something in the river or the lake and have your really expensive remote get wet and messed up. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching my videos. I really hope you enjoyed them. If you have a comment or a question, leave it in the comments section below. I'll be glad to answer it as soon as I can, or maybe one of my subs will. But remember, please hit that subscribe button that's going to pop up, and YouTube is going to put more videos for you to watch over here. So enjoy yourself, grab the popcorn, and just remember, we really appreciate you being part of our family and subscribing to our channel. All the support you give us has been wonderful. So have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video.